Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching to Let's Be Aves-ing You. We're here next season for our Champions League games as per the usual. Let me tell you, we've had an interesting season. I don't think I even bothered recording it this time around. We lost 3-0 in the Super Tacker. Did I record that? I can't remember. Did I? Oh, that's a good question. Because that means I haven't done the signings either, so I'll go through those just in case, even if I've already done it. Yeah, I could watch what I've recorded and then upload based on that, but fuck it. But we turned it around. I was worried a little bit because we've made some new signings. I was worried that... let's go through the new signings first. So let's go to club. Let's go to transfers history. So a few players left, none of them particularly horrifying sales. So Pavel Slavic left on a free, and does he play anywhere? Yeah, he's playing for Teplice in the Czech First Division. Well, he's obviously playing amazingly because he's far too good for that level. Hansi Hoof has left and gone to Union Berlin. Timotheus van Vakas, I don't know if you remember him, rubbish player that I signed for way too much money. Signed to Atromitos, who we made actually some money back from, so that's not that bad, I guess. Daniel Paredes went to Sevilla. He's this striker from Chile. We signed him, made quite a lot of money on him, and somehow I was going to say he's scoring fuckloads of goals, but he's playing for their third division, second string side, so that's fine. Amir Shaban has gone out on loan to Bari. I actually still think he could, maybe not, but anyway, he's playing at Bari in Serie A. He's played occasionally, got an assist. He's actually not as good as he's not making the progress that I would hope he would do. We've then got Carlos Egui, who left to Cagliari for $1 million. Unbelievable that we managed to get money out for him, but there he goes. Aliou Hamadi, a player who I actually spent some money on signing. Well, we made some money back, so that's fine. Shut up, don't complain. Diogo Diaz left. He's a player who came through our youth system, rubbish. Signed to Celta in the Spanish top division, I think, and also Hugo Barbosa, who went to Chieti, who are in the Serie A, although I expect they're bottom. No, they're not even. They're doing quite well. Okay, well done them. On the ins, though, we made some good ins this time round. We brought in Isakeshi, the England centre-back, on a lot of money, a lot of caps. Comes in on a free from Arsenal, scored a fair few goals here. In fact, he's having his second most prolific season in terms of goal scoring ever, and has got a good rating for us. He's doing very well. I might be able to re-sign him again, but it was essentially just a vanity signing for me. I wanted to get the old boys back together. We also signed Christian Hopper, the goalkeeper, who is good, sensational at communicating. I can't work out why his shot stopping is poor. It's possible. I think we did go over this actually. It's possibly because of his tendency to punch being not so good, or maybe his rushing out isn't great. I actually have got him. Oh, you can't train them on these things, right? On this game anyway. So I tried to train him on rushing out, but it's not possible. Don't know why he's on such medium training. Anyway, good first team goalkeeper. We then signed Jody Aldcock on a loan deal from Manchester United. He's essentially just coming in as a winger because we're still struggling for left midfielders. He can play there. That's the main thing. So he's quick and he can not really do passing or crossing. So I'm actually training him on crossing, but he's not really seemed to have got much better. This one it is. We've then got Leonardo Alvarez, who comes in as a goalkeeper, a young goalkeeper. He's straight into the under-19s. Where he's played pretty well, and maybe we'll get to actually have some use for him later. And just recently I signed Alberto Pastrana, the Mexican right back, who joins us from Pachuca for £9.25 million. He's replacing Johannes Bender, who is leaving us on a free at the end of the season to go to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia. We're also losing Alexander Bentner, but you don't know or care about him because he's a rubbish young defensive midfielder who I signed for probably too much money. Anyway, let's now go back to the fixtures. We're mostly the same team then, as you'll have noticed, as last year. We had a couple of unfortunate injuries in midfield, which contributed to a little bit of a blip in our Champions League form, but we have managed to go through in the Champions League, almost unbelievably. So we lost the Super Tacker 3-0. We then went on a pretty good run in the league of 2 games. We scored just loads of goals before being absolutely taken apart by Porto. They mean business this year, business. We then drew with Guimarães, which was upsetting because if we're going to lose to Porto all the time, we need to beat everybody else. And we then started our Champions League group campaign with a pretty good start, a 3-2 win over Shakhtar. And then, the standard league games. We then drew 2-2 with PSV. Hang on a second, I'm just going to pause this. And I'm back. Sorry about that. A Danish man was calling me. So we drew 2-2 with PSV, which was a bit of a surprise result. I think they were actually much better than we thought they were going to be. But if you look at the stats there, we probably should have beaten them. Frustrating. And that sort of put us off on a bad foot for the next bit of Champions League games, but we'll go on. We continued to dominate in the league, and our Tackle to Portugal campaign was going fine against pretty rubbish teams. We then lost 1-0 1-0 at home to AC Milan. And that was frustrating. This is the point where we were starting to run out of midfielders because we took an injury to... we had an injury to Dino King Artois. We had an injury to the new young central defensive midfielder I have. He got an injury as well, and I hadn't signed up the third guy because I didn't think we'd need him. So there it is. Anyway, we then bounced back with a smasher over Braga, and then we drew 1-1 with Sporting at home despite beating them in terms of statistics. So it was a little bit of a frustrating moment there. We then lost again 3-0 to AC Milan, who topped our group. But again, we turned it round, beating Rio Ave 4-0. We then had a pretty exciting game against Shakhtar, where I think we went 3-0 down, if I'm not wrong. Yes, we did. And then Bailey got it back to 3-3 just after half time, and somehow we didn't then push on. It was we really had momentum behind us, but I don't know. We then had another 3-0 loss to Porto, this time in the cup, but that doesn't matter. Before smashing Nacional de Madeira with a hat-trick from Oz. We then beat PSV by the same scoreline to guarantee ourselves the second spot in the group, just behind PSV. Actually, at one point, I kind of hoped we might finish third and get to go in the Europa League again, but that's just me and my weirdness. And that was a beginning of a very good bit of run of form. So a couple of wins. You see these strange things here: 7-0 away win, 1-0 at home win, both against two weak sides. We then beat Beira-Mar in the group stages of the League Cup. We also beat Olinense and Academica. And as well as that, we had 1-0 wins over Fremont and Beira-Mar. Blah, blah, blah. So all that means is that we are joint top of the league, but because this league separates you by results between the teams, we will now never be able to go ahead of Porto if we finish level on points. The reason for that is the home game we drew 1-1. That was the last game we did. Had I realised that the next game was Spurs in the Champions League knockouts, I would have played Porto and Tottenham, but I did not realise that, so here we are. So let's get on with playing the Spurs game then. Let's go. We probably got the hardest draw we could really... Well, not the hardest draw. We definitely didn't get the easiest draw we could have gotten. Okay, for God's sake. Right. Let's see what we can do. Okay, attacking-wise, we've not got Bailey. He's suspended, so we're going to play Vergoen and Oz. Midfield-wise, look at us. We're struggling a lot here because we've got no Portuguese players, and that's really a big problem, which we're going to have to correct in the next few transfer windows, I think, trying to bring in some more Portuguese players who can fill in those gaps there. Anyway, we are home to Spurs, so I think we should be a bit more positive. Ball across to Petrov, early doors, Herschel Green. King Artois plays it through to Emilson. Rubbish. Ball's gone out of play. It's a throw-in. So early doors, we're actually... Why are they playing in I suppose our kit is half... It's like red and white stripes. Oh. His shooting has gotten better this year, I'm sure of it. He certainly seems to not do those stupid, ridiculous, really wide shots. He doesn't score very many. Oh, Abina scores. I'm surprised that went in. Abina looks like he enjoyed that bundled header over the line. But yeah, we're 1-0 up against Spurs. This is nice. And an interesting colour palette. I know I was just sort of touching on it, but it looks quite nice up there, red and purple like that. The deep red and the deep purple. Nice header. Keshi and Abina, two very big boys waiting for that ball on their head. Diagaraga. So the only thing is, as is normal here, we don't want to... Oh, Oz. We don't want to concede an away goal, which we always seem to do in this situation. Which we always seem to do. We're looking pretty positive here, though. Spurs won the Premier League last year, so I don't know why... Oh dear, Herschel Green's picked up a knock. Rampinini. Yeah, I don't know why they're so poor. Or, I mean, I say poor. Why we are doing so well against them, considering they won the Premier League last year. Udesi to Reed. Reed, who used to play for us at England level. The sneaky boy. I think we're going to keep Herschel Green on. I know he's been sitting there injured for a while. I've been wondering whether or not I should change him. Keshi clears. Keshi used to play for Arsenal, so I'm sure the Spurs fans love him. Rampinini. Herschel Green nearly dove in there. Scared. Reed. No, Diagaraga gets his away goal, and there we are, as is normal in these situations. Daisy now with the free kick. I'm just going to pause it a sec. Apologies for that. This is what happens when you record at work. Oh, and I didn't pause the fucking game. So never mind. It's 1-1. That's good. That's lucky. I'm just going to tell them that I'm happy with them so far. Herschel Green feels like he can... Does that say feels like he can shake off the knock? Okay, well then in which case let's carry on. I'm going to tell the guys there's more to come here. And it seems that Oz is playing nervously. I don't know why you would be. Sabayo. Oh, King Atois tackles. Nice. And we get the ball back. Herschel Green. Emilson. Lovely ball forward to Oz towards Overgoen. If Oz had, instead of shooting and the ball coming across slowly, if he had played the ball across himself. Pastrana to Emilson. Emilson's cross. Oh, Katikarides gets it away. Herschel Green again in the... Oh, you think Oz would be more awake to that. It came right near him. Just needed to dive forward. Race to Petrov. Ball across. Rampinini takes it away from his goalkeeper there. Strange decision. Masha is appearing with a dog. And Oz shoots and it's safe. There's Masha.
Hello.
What are you doing with Luna?
She's babysitting.
We nearly scored. Huh? Do you want me to take the dog for you?
Yes, Magic, but I need to go to the pharmacy. Right?
You're going to the pharmacy, okay.
Oh.
So the good luck dog has joined us. Petrov crosses, Katikarides gets rid of it, and it's a foul. Daisy gets it away. Oopsie Daisy, that's what I'd call him. Petrov to the back post, Keshi. Oh, it would have been a beautiful story for Keshi to score against his former club's biggest rivals. Race to are Spurs the big? Yeah, they must be the biggest rivals of Arsenal because they're both North, right? Yeah, I think so. Pastrana, Herschel Green. Oh, unfortunate. Who do you think is going to score, Luna? Who do you think is going to score? Do you think we should make a change? Yeah, let's make a change. What do you think we should do? Let's move it so they can see your face. There it is. Ooh, everything's going wrong. Okay, let's see what we can do. Herschel Green definitely probably needs to come off. Definitely probably. I think we can also make a change with Emilson. And let's say Oz off for Daly. Let's make our classic Wheatland triple at the 65-minute mark. I've got a dog here who's like squirming about. Oh, it's offside. Nah, fuck you, Diagorago. Here comes the ball in again towards Keshi, but no. Pastrana to Kovac's shot. Messaoudi makes an easy save there. It's kind of fizzling out, which makes me think that we're not going to win the return leg. Abina to Keshi. Vasileu. Maybe Keshi can go to the home of his former rivals and score the winner there. King Atois to Petrov. Long range effort. I mean, that was going to have to be a spectacular goal. Abina, Katikaridis, Rampanini, Jbara. Come on. Pressure them just in these last 15 seconds. No, okay. Well, they don't seem to have really had any chances except for they had a shot off. It was ruled off for offside. And their goal, we basically only had like 2 or 3 chances. Oh, well. We were unlucky. You can see that I'm struggling a little bit with things I have to manage. So I'm going to finish the recording here. Luna. What's this? What are you being a dog for? Okay, I'm going to end the recording here. I'll be back for the next Spurs game, which is there. So probably Spurs and Olinense, maybe just Spurs on its own, depends on how busy I am. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.